I don't know if I'm late. If I am late, I apologize. Yep, I'm late. Geez, it's just become a thing lately, and I hate it because it makes me feel like uh, you feel like I don't value your time. I don't like making people wait on me, and I deeply apologize for that. Guys, I wasn't planning on going live today. I just got home not too long ago. I wonder if I have a, I do. I have a smudge on my glasses. Ooh, yeah. Hey, Kestrel. Hey, Trisha Briggs. Tampa B, I'm glad you're here. Lisa Black. Maisie Shiloh. Mods, thank you for being here on short notice. You guys don't have to be here, mods. I don't expect you, especially when I do the short notice thing. I feel as though I can mod myself if I needed to, but thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Hockeytown John. I love you. Deborah Ricci, thank you for saying that. What a nice thing to say. Hey, Florence Southern. Blakey, I love that you're here. Brooke Elliott, Liz Trix, Tracy Murphy, Diane, Peace Lady, Layla Bradley, Steffi Thee, Kristen Melinda, hey girl, Forehaven and Grimm, Capital Callout, Lisa Vining, Darcy's, Yorkie Mom, love you too. Keela, you ended your live to come here. You didn't have to do that. You should have kept going. That's sad. Sorry that you did that, Keela. Cheeky Brat, Jessica West, Sophia, Anita Card, Anne Maine, Candace, Kestrel, Jenny Gets Chatty, Elizabeth Skaggs, Mary Barons, DNV. Thank you, DNV. Heather in the library, just as I am. Baby Steps, Malvakai. Angie Moe, hey girl. Squirrel Girl. Thank you, Maisie Shiloh. Thank you, Keela. It's very nice of you. Evening Star, Margie Barr, hey babe. TKK, Amy Edge, Laura Lou, Jeannie Wright. Hi, Alicia. I'm happy to see you. I hope you're feeling better. Hi, Leslie D, Piper, Rhonda Frank. Oh, wow. And our little lady that was kissed by the Lord but born next to Christ. Oh my God, it's too much. I've been gone all day. Kenya, I love that you made it. Melissa Holloway, Tony Hoban, Catherine J. Shelly Kelly, love you, Tax. I love you too, girl. Thank you for the super chat. You didn't have to super chat me. I just love you. Love yourself. Joanne Hawley, Little Bubble. Thank you, Sophia. Joanne Palmer. Katie Did It, Koala Crafts, Sarah Bowman, Chrissy Never in Newton, Rhonda Frank, Wilford Harry, Little Old Me, Rochelle Brown, Just Jen, Arwa, Troll Tax. Hello, my friend. I'm keeping you in my thoughts and prayers. Thank you so much for that. And we need that troll tax, don't we? Gotta pay that troll tax. Gotta pay the piper. Thank you for your super chat. Hey, Jezebel Mode. A fall fashion video. That actually sounds like a really fun thing to do, especially because we're going to get our fall stuff out. Rona Cooley, Glenda Stevenson. I feel like it's been a minute since I've seen you. I'm glad you're here. Sally's here. Candace. Let's see. Jane Aldridge. Hey, Jilbo. Beth Knows Photos. Guys, thank you for showing up on such late notice. Is Tommy okay? You know, honestly, I haven't spoken to Tommy today. I have been without talking to anybody today. I haven't been able to talk to anybody today. I've been at the hospital the entire day, like since early this morning, and I just got home. It was an hour and 40-minute drive home, though. So it was a long drive. It's usually about an hour there without traffic, and that was a long drive home because it was kind of a little over the rush hour. Ev Barney. Thank you, Ev Barney. That's a nice thing to say. Thank you. Hey, Nin Polite. Well, thank you, Baby Steps. Wow. And thank you for being a member. Hi, Cindy Funk. I think you texted me today. I got a couple texts today. I haven't been able to respond to people. Hey, Brian Lucas. I'm okay. Guys, it's okay. I'm okay. Hey, Tammy Morgan. I just have something that has been on my mind, and I wanted to discuss it. I wasn't planning to go live, but I just thought, if you have the time, I had the time. It's a little late, but off to bed, but we'll catch the replay. Lots of love. Thank you, Nicole. Have a good night's sleep, girl. Thank you for being a member. Hey, Lime, Justin Ski, Pat Hansen. Love yourself. I've been here from day one. Watch each video. Guys, I am so thankful for that. That is such a huge compliment. That's such a nice thing to say. Thank you. Love yourself. That's very, very nice. Thank you, Jeannie Hansen. Wow. Um, you got a necklace from Theodosia? That's amazing, Diane. I love Theodosia. Jenny is the owner of that company in Charleston, and God, they make cool jewelry. I love that for you. Maybe you can send me an email or a picture in a Facebook message or something. I'd love to see it. That's amazing. Sally, my mom is actually doing pretty good. MH415. Um, hey, SMSP. Thank you, Sarah Bowman. Wow. Thank you, Cindy Funk. That was nice of you, humble and kind. Oh, Tommy had people asking for help. Well, he's definitely good at that. Are you okay? Saw the title. I'm okay. Yeah. Thank you for asking and thank you for your super chat. Yeah, DNV, you're right. That's crazy, Malvakai. Hey, Shannon C. Hey, King's Kid. Holly Day. Thank you, Holly Day. Lionheart. Karma Chameleon. That would be great, Diane. Yeah. So I just got home not too long ago. Took off my bra and just got comfortable. And I thought, you know what? I've this has been on my attention all day, and it's not anything, you may not want to be here for this. It's not some huge, profound message. It's just something that you guys all know that I'm a verbal. That's how I get things out. And I just saw too much today, and I had to bring it up and just touch on it. Thank you for becoming a member, Arwa. That was very kind of you. Hey, Sam Fibro Fox. Yes, DNV, you're right. Hey, Real Life Alexa. Mara, welcome. Moose, thank you. Deanna Downey, thank you for becoming a member. I love Deanna Downey. Thank you, babe. Leslie, my God, thank you. Your hair is beautiful, Tax. I didn't think it was looking that great. It's I guess it's not that dirty. What did I wash it, guys, 2 days ago? Thank you, Leslie. I love you, girl. I just responded to your text. I just haven't answered anybody today. It's been a long day. Thank you, Lacey Silver. I love that, Trisha Briggs. Tommy's channel has been so helpful to me lately. I love that. He's a helpful person. Poor Moose. Yeah, Moose is on his way out, guys. I'm not going to probably keep this cat. That has nothing to do with this live. He attacked Kid today. He's been attacking her bad. Hey, Martha Slimmer, she's been hiding. Like she has to hide up really high. She's never been that cat. You guys know I post pictures. She's always laying around, chill. She's scared of him. And every time I pick her up, her stomach, like she's breathing really heavy. But he is neutered. He has been really attacking her. And today she was bleeding and I had to break it up. And she's got like hair, like clumps of hair, like coming out of her. He is fixed. And I just don't think it's a fit. Honestly, I can't watch it anymore. I don't like Kid is the sweetest, most calm, chill cat. And I'm like, she doesn't deserve this. She's quite scared. Hey, baby angel. She's quite scared now to just live, just exist in the house. I tried to separate them, but if I close Moose into a room, he'll tear up the room. I tried doing that today and he tore everything else. Yeah, everything up. Yeah, Brian Lucas, it's guys like I just can't. Yeah, it's too much. I really, really love Kid and it's not fair. And I feel like we've given enough time, but today she was bleeding. And I was like, okay, yeah, no. I got out of the shower this morning and he was he's constantly on top of her and she's on her back screaming and she doesn't have front claws. and he has sharp claws, and he clawed her in the face today and she was bleeding, and she's got little like pieces, like chunks of hair with skin attached to it coming off of her. And I just don't think it's a fit. I don't think it's a fit. Michelle Asbell, thank you so much. I'm glad you made it, babe. Thank you for the super chat. Yeah, I don't know. See, Tommy, he loves Tommy, and Tommy would not agree with me right now when I say he seems a little bit feral to me. But Tommy, it's true that when Tommy holds him, he's much more calm. However, I will say this. I remember like a day before I took him to the airport, Tommy had like scratches all up and down his arms. And I was like, yeah, I don't like that. So I don't know how to rehome this cat. I'm not sure. I don't want to just give him to anybody. I want to make sure he goes to a safe home. She is declawed. Yeah, I didn't, of course, I would never declaw a cat. But when I rescued her from the shelter, she was already declawed, Kestrel. Yeah, it's not okay. Kid is such a tolerant being. She's an amazing animal. And hey, Jimena, I let him outside. He was probably born somehow outside. He lived outside for a long time. The shelters are full around here, Brian Lucas. Um, I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, he could survive outside. He did. But I don't feel good about it. There's too many predators around here. I just don't think it's a good idea to just do that. But yeah, it's just, and I said that from the beginning. I told Tommy that day one when we brought him home. Beth, thank you for becoming a member, babe. I said, yeah, he could get hurt or sick outside. I'm not comfortable doing that. Now, I've had a ton of outdoor cats. Almost every cat I've ever had was an indoor outdoor cat. But Lori Driscoll, I can look into it. Hey Teresa, I'm just not gonna, it is stressful for me. It's very upsetting. It seems like it's increased since Tommy left. He really, really attacks Kid. And so she sits up on this really high piece of furniture now and she won't come down. And when she does come down, he's just waiting and he just pounces on her. And I don't know if Tommy would say they're playing. Maybe he would, maybe he wouldn't, but it's not for her. Like she doesn't think it's playing. I pick her up and she's like she's freaked out. And I'm like, yeah, no, this just isn't. I told, hey, Helena, he can go to Arizona, but the thing is, Tommy is not coming back for I don't know how long. I mean, at least a month. So I don't want to wait that long, honestly. She's very nervous, and I told Tommy from the get-go, if this yeah, Brian Lucas, I feel the same way. If this cat is going to attack or harm Kid, and that goes with any animal, I would never bring an animal into my home um, with just it would have to have that rule for any of my animals. I would not bring something in that attacks any of my animals. There's so much harmony between the three. There's no harmony now with Moose. He's psychotic. He's like, I walked by him before I left this morning after he had attacked Kid, and he was laying kind of on his back or his side. And I looked down at him and I went like this. And I said, I don't like that. And he went like fire at me. I was like, yeah, I don't really, you're just not harmonious with the rest of us. I can't watch the Kid thing. Kid is like the most sweet little being of a cat. So yeah, he's a little feral. I don't know that it's a kitten thing. My sister can't take him. No, she's pretty allergic, but she's got two little dogs. She's got two kids. I don't think they would want him. Squirrel Girl. No, I did not. How far back was it? And it does take a long time for animals to adjust. I understand that. Gertie hated Bo. Like the first 6 months, I can't find her comments. Gertie absolutely hated Bo, and there were many times that I was like, should we keep him? However, he never hurt Gertie. She just didn't like him. She was afraid of him. Sorry, Squirrel Girl, can you post it for me again? Because I'm not finding it. And it took a long time for those two to adjust with each other. However, Gertie wasn't getting harmed. She wasn't hurt. I would have never, I remember telling my ex husband that if this dog bites, nips anything to Gertie, he's gone. Like, I can't have an animal that attacks other animals. Tax for surprise discovery of an unexpected bonus live from you. Sending you so much love. Doing the best for fur and human family can be tough because I love you, Ellie J. Good for you, girl. Yeah, it's not, it doesn't seem like that to me, Raymond. It's not just he's young and tired. Or you got to wear him out. It doesn't feel like that. He's really aggressive. Um Moose is dominating Kid and Kid doesn't have the defenses for that. Yeah, it's really unfair. It's really unfair. And maybe it is that Tommy left. You know, he has really amped up his aggression, I would say, since Tommy left. That's a good point. They don't deal well with change. I knew that. Yeah. A month is like a day to them at times. He is upset Tommy is gone. I'm sure that's true. I'm sure that's true. I will travel to Tennessee to get Moose. Um, if you're serious about that, I would absolutely probably trust that. Yeah, we would have to have a conversation. But yeah, I want to rehome him for sure. Marina, I have 2 dogs and I have another cat. So now we have 2 dogs and 2 cats. Oh, you're serious? Okay. Well, send me an email. Mods, can you post my email and we can talk? Coco, thank you for offering. Oh, Kestrel, I've had so many cats in my life. When I divorced my first husband, I had the most amazing cat. And when he moved out, she started pissing on everything. Pissing on everything. I went and got her checked out, no UTIs. And the vet told me, hey, Andy, hey, Gypsy Soul, cats are just super weird about change. They're finicky. Yeah. Maybe Moose would be better with Squirrel. Perhaps it's just, like I said, Tommy's not coming back for probably a while. Yes, Catherine J, I saw that. Thank you, Kathy Ann. I don't know that he would make a good barn cat, Amy. I don't know. How does Tommy feel about rehoming Moose? I haven't asked him specifically about that, but I would say Tommy would not be shocked by this conversation. He knows that I had a hard line about if this cat attacks and disrupts the harmony of this and harms Kid. And it, like I said, when she was bleeding this morning, I was like, no, it's not fair. As a matter of fact, I hated leaving her today. I hated leaving knowing I'm not going to be here to stop the fights. And so, hey, Muffet Lou. Can he go with Tommy and Squirrel? Yeah, I mean, I don't know how to get him there without Tommy coming back to get him. And hey, Panko, like I said, we don't have anything on the books for Tommy coming to come back here. So, I mean, it could be a month, it could be 3 months. I don't know when he's coming back. Kid is declawed, and it is not fair for her to face this. It is not. She can't defend herself. Tardy tax, Gypsy Soul. You didn't have to do that. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Angie Mo. I got this at a vintage shop in Kansas City. Look at how cute. It has like little flowers on it. See that? I know. I thought this was really fun. Thank you. Yeah, Marina, poor Moose. Cats can fly. Well, if I could put him on a plane, maybe we could look into that. Tommy and I can talk about it. Thank you, Jimena. But I do feel sad for Moose, but that's exactly why. It's not like I'm just going to toss him out the door. I'm not going to dump him somewhere. I need to just find a really good home for him where it's suitable and he'll be loved. And I know that he won't be mistreated because that's what's most important to me. If I can't keep him, that's how it is with any animal. You know, if you just can't make it work, fine. You know, I mean, they do say, and I agree with this, animals are forever. Hey, Witchy Trista, animals are a serious commitment, right? But well, thank you, humble and kind. Oh wait, no, that was Brooke Elliott. Thank you. But I said right up front, because I had no intention of getting another animal. I didn't want another animal. I really like the 3 I have. They get along really well. And I was fine with bringing Moose into the mix, but I said right up front, if this doesn't work, I'm not going to, just let everybody else suffer. Moose should be with cats he can rough play with. I agree. Yeah, I agree. Hugs for Kid Tax. Helena, thank you. Guys, Kid. She's the sweetest animal and she's so calm and she's so good. Even riding 12 hours in a car in a U-Haul truck with Tommy, she just sat in his lap the whole time. She didn't meow. She's just so chill and she deserves to be able to enjoy her environment. And I don't like that she's just shaking up high on a piece of furniture because she won't. It's like she's traumatized. Um, Squirrel Girl said, if you could get him to Arizona, she will take him. Oh, if he could get to Arizona, Tommy would keep him. But thank you, Squirrel Girl, and thank you, Baby Steps. Yeah, Scooby Doo, I know, Jam Jam. Kid is an old lady? Not really. Raymond, I rescued Kid. She was 3.5, and that was 2 years ago. So she's not that old. No, she's not that old. She'll live another 10 years, probably. That's the other reason. It's like her quality of life is not good. Yeah, I agree. Thank Kestrel. That means a lot coming from you because you're such an expert with animals. Kestrel works with veterinarians. So, Mary, good question. Drawing blood is a no-no and aggressive. Yeah, yeah. I'm glad you guys understand. I feel terrible about it, but I feel like we've given it enough time. And if it was not that big of a deal, like if he was just maybe just too much energy, I would be fine with that. That wouldn't bother me. But he's actually aggressively attacking her. And that I'm not fine with. I wouldn't be fine with that with my child, my animals, nothing. I'm just not okay with it. I draw the line there. That's not a bad idea. Maybe a foster home until Tommy gets back. That's not a bad idea. Hey, Misfit. So that wasn't what I wanted to talk about. I don't know why that came up, but I'm glad we talked about it. I wanted to kind of get your guys' opinion on that, actually. Kestrel, I have to take Bo to the vet tomorrow. By the way, I wanted to ask you about this. When I got out of the shower this morning, this is just a side note, but guys, if anybody knows anything, I swear to God, this happened to him years ago, and I can't remember how we treated it, but we did treat it with the vet, but he had to wear a cone. Yeah, Marissa Martin. This morning, he was on my bed, and I was putting on my makeup, getting ready, and I finally was like, that's too much licking. Like, what is he doing? He was licking his feet, and he's black. So I had to take a flashlight and I looked on the backs of his legs, like up where that tendon thing is. It was in two places. He has licked it totally raw. Like it was like kind of open wound looking, not like, oh my God, we have to go to an emergency vet, but it looked like some kind of an allergic reaction to something. And I made an appointment. We're going tomorrow. I could not go today because I've been at the hospital all day. And I've been watching him since I got home. He's not licking at all. We walked tonight. So I wanted to wear him out because he'd been cooped up all day. Yeah, allergies, stress, maybe. I think what it is, I swear this happened to him, and I can't remember what the vet said. I think he got like an itchy spot. This was in the past. Then he licked and licked and licked to itch it, and then it kind of opened the skin because he just kept licking. Yeah, Kestrel, he's not licking right now. I got a cone from my mom's house tonight, and I can put the cone on him until the vet appointment, but he doesn't need it. He's not licking. I've been watching him since I've been home, and he's not licking. Hey, Catherine. Hot spot. Yeah, maybe. Hey, Bigsy. I don't know what they're going to do for him. Hey, Allie B, do you think started as an itch turns into a wound? Yeah. Kestrel, what do you think they'll do? Will they give him like a steroid shot? I can't remember what we did to treat it. I think I remember the vet saying she gave us a cream and she told us to put socks over the wound with the cream under it and then put the cone on him. And it took a while. Hot spot DNV is like Gertie gets them sometimes. Hey, Boudicaboo. It's like an itchy, it's actually warm to the touch and it's like allergies. Gertie gets them bad because she's so low to the ground. So all of her skin touches every piece of blade of grass and she gets itchy and so she gets them too, but she doesn't lick them to where they become open wounds. Anyway, I thought I would ask about that. We are going to the vet tomorrow. So steroid shot. Okay. I feel terrible for him. Hey, Tony Tutor. The good thing is, though, he's not licking. I wore him out when I got home. I immediately put him in the car and I took him to the farm and I just ran the hell out of him. Hey, Jenny, I love you, girl. I think I have an email from you I need to answer. I'm so behind on my emails, but Jenny, don't feel like I'm ignoring you. Yeah, it's a bad time of year. Allergies. Maybe he needs to be on an allergy medication. I just have to get him in because tomorrow's Friday and I don't want to wait the weekend. I need to get him treated. He's not licking, Kestrel. He is not. As a matter of fact, you would know, you'd hear it. He's laying right in front of me. I feel bad for him. He has a grooming appointment next Friday, you guys, and it has been so long since his last appointment. I'm afraid they're going to have to shave him because he's kind of matted because he's got that thick. The last groomer said, she goes, I do a lot of poodles, and she said his hair is like cotton. It's super thick, and she said it mats so easily. It's not something I can easily brush. I'm talking about for me. I try to keep up on it, and it just is so thick and coarse. I feel really bad for him. Simone, Risa, I'm so glad to see you. You've made so many dark days brighter, gal. I hope everyone is having a good evening. Thank you, Simone. You know, we need to be reminded of that. We need to be reminded more of what we're grateful for and how we appreciate the people that we love. And I appreciate that so much, Simone. Thank you for saying it. It's been kind of a rough day, and I want to talk about that. What did I miss? Lydia Krause? Nothing yet, actually. Thank you for, I just woke up. Thank you for your super chats, gals. A mat can cause a hotspot. Interesting. Maybe that's the problem. And I hope they can groom him next Friday with this problem because I made this grooming appointment in June when I got here. She's that booked out. Otherwise, I would have had him groomed way sooner than this. But I found an amazing groomer out here in the country and it's super cheap. So I wanted to stick with that because it was well, thank you, what say Lou? Way cheaper than Kansas City. I have not, Sophia. Anyway, so we can get to the point. We're 30 minutes in. I actually didn't do too bad. I really just wanted to, hey, whine a little bit more. I just wanted to touch on something because, like I said, I've been thinking about it all day. It's been bothering me. And it's a good topic to highlight for all of us. I don't think there's anything ever wrong with talking through this subject. I think it's good to remind all of us of this. But for me, I feel like I don't want to say I'm different. I don't want to say I'm special. It's not like that. But I do want to say, coming from Scientology, thank you, humble and kind. I never went to the hospital. I never went to the doctor. No, that's not true. I had a PAP when I was a Scientologist. I had a child. We don't go to the doctor. We don't really go to the doctor. Scientologists, it's kind of frowned upon. Now, they will tell you that they promote you going to the doctor, but in all honesty, it's fairly frowned upon. I remember, you guys know I'm diabetic, and I was diagnosed probably close to 4 years ago now. And I had to go see the MLO in the church, which is the medical liaison officer, because I was so if you are sick or if you are having some kind of body symptoms, you don't go to the doctor. I don't know if anybody realizes this. This is, hey, Kim is Blue. As a Scientologist, you are routed. It's called routed. You do a routing form. There's a routing form for everything. Hey, Chow Yun Smut. There's a routing form for every single thing in Scientology. You can't really take any kind of a step without a routing form. I just want you to understand that. So it's an actual form. And I was having really bad symptoms. Did I do a silent birth? I did, baby. Yeah. What was it like? You just have to be quiet. And there's series of, it's called the, well, now I can't remember. I'm trying to block all this shit out. Pregnancy assist in Scientology, and you do a pregnancy assist all the way up to, you start at the beginning of the pregnancy, and it's with an auditor. It's auditing, steps in auditing, and you go all the way up to the time of the birth. And the part of the birth is to being quiet, and then you do assists right when the baby's born. You have to have an assist on your body. You have an assist right after, and then right after the assist, and you go home, you go to the org, you get on the cans, and you audit out a NED assist, which is New Era Dianetics. You audit out the engram of the child being born. So there's a whole, it's not just, you don't just go and be quiet. Hey, Sandy Kovacs, I'm glad you made it. You're not just quiet. You're not just, it's not just, hey, we're having a baby, I need you to be quiet. There's a lot of steps involved. You have to, embarrassingly, now this isn't just for having a baby. If you go to have any kind of surgery, if you have any kind of procedure, whether you're awake or asleep, it's very embarrassing. You have to, it's okay, baby angel, you have to talk to the doctor in advance and say, I'm going to need you to be quiet during this procedure. I can't have you talking. I can't have you playing music. It's embarrassing to tell a doctor how to do their job. I find that very embarrassing. And I can't tell you how many times I've had to say, I'm going to need you guys to be quiet, or, and the look that these doctors give you is like, I'm going to do it how I do it every fucking day, lady. So, thanks for trying to tell me what to do, as they should. It's kind of a weird thing to do. Hold on. How long after birth before you have to get back on the cans? Immediately, Teresa, immediately. I had a C-section. I went home after day 4. I was back on the cans. Huxley was in the NICU for 2 weeks. I was back on the cans. I still had staples in my abdomen when I was back on the cans. So pretty quickly. Yeah, it's super awkward to try to tell a doctor that. What are the cans? It's what you hold when you're on the e-meter at the Church of Scientology. You get auditing with an auditor. Yeah, it's a whole thing. So they didn't allow it. You say, I'm surprised they allow a C-section. It's not really a choice. He was 10 pounds, 4 ounces, my kid. And that thing wasn't, I wanted to, I have to be honest with you guys. I wanted to keep that thing in as good a shape as possible. I thought, I'm young, sure, I'm going to raise this child, but I still am going to have a career with my vagina at some point, and I don't want it to be ruined. I'm already chubby because of it, right? Like I say this to Huxley all the time. The reason I have a fatty pouch is because you left your shit in my house. You left your house in my tum. You left your refrigerator, your couch, your car. You left everything in there. You're not going to ruin my cooter canal as well. So I was thinking ahead, and I thought, I'm going to be married at least 10 more times. We got to keep this thing tight, right? As long as possible, Yeah, that was the size of your Christmas turkey. He was huge. Yeah, Huxley. Yeah, no, we got to keep that thing, it's a career in itself. You got to keep that thing going. So in Scientology, people are going to be so upset, but the last 30 seconds of Reese joking around, people are pretty upset over pretty much anything these days. It seems anything that comes out of my mouth, people really don't like, if you don't like me to begin with. It's a career with my cooter. Yeah, Huxley left his RV and his baby's grand piano in there. That's right, Cheyenne Smut. You got to keep the coot in shape, ladies. If you intend to keep this thing going, and make a career of it, and just have as many fine gentlemen as possible through your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, you've got to, as far as, it's the word on the street, right? That's the rumor. You want to keep it, you know what I mean? You know what I mean when I do that, right? No problems there. Yeah. So I didn't want to push out a 10 pounder. I thought my career path will be totally destroyed if I push out this 10-pound Christmas turkey. I've never been pregnant. What's my excuse for having a fatty pouch? Chipotle. Yeah. It's either a baby or Chipotle, pretty much. And for me, it's both. Flap care is incredibly important. So now I know you are just as tough physically as you are emotionally. Mad respect, Reese, Teresa. I think you're wrong. I love Teresa. I was 10 pounds when I was born. My mom hated me. Captain Zombie, by the way, welcome. I don't recognize your name. Thank you for your super chat. Yeah, I probably wouldn't, I wouldn't like Huxley as much if I had to push his ass out. No way. Lori Lee. But because they sawed me in half and set my guts on the table and my spleen and everything else, and then they got the kid out and they put him back. I don't hold it against him as much because, again, I may not, my guts, my spleen may be in the wrong place now. I think they put everything back wrong, and I do have this pouch, my vagina. It's good. It's good. That's the word on the street. You can ask Tommy. The ex liked it. No complaints, no complaints. So I feel good about it. Definitely Cassie Taco Bell. Hey, Sharby. So let's get back to this real quick because we kind of went off into the weeds, and we do that all the time, and I don't mind. He was a huge baby, Zelda, but he was so cute. He was so cute. As a matter of fact, hey, Pat Kimbrell. I saved a picture that popped up the other day. Where is it? Look at him. So this is him when he was little looking at my parents' farm. He's from behind, but look at how cute. Look at him looking at all that land. Is that so cute? I also found a picture of him with my dad, my stepdad, but I call him my dad. Here, I'll just show you Huxley because it's more cute to just look at him. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. Oh my God, you guys. Is that the cutest little face? Look at his little cherub face. Look at his little face. I don't know where, I mean, I could show you. I don't know who declawed Kid. I rescued her that way. I don't know. I mean, I of course have a million baby photos of Huxley, but it would be hard to just pull one up right now. It'd be pretty hard. I think it would take a long time because I'd probably go to my Facebook to try to find it. But we can do that sometime. I'd love to. Katie Fulton, I love you. Isn't he cute? It was worth it. But had he ruined my cooter canal, I might hold that against him. I might have held that against him. So in Scientology, let me just, before I forget, if you have any kind of body symptoms, and I don't know if Aaron or Natalie or Nora or Serge, I don't know if any of these people have highlighted on this, and I'm sure they have. But if you have any kind of symptoms, for me, I was diabetic. I hadn't been diagnosed yet. You have to be routed to the MLO at your local org. And the MLO, again, thank you, Budakaboo, is the medical liaison officer. So what do you guys take a guess when you go to the MLO and you give them your problems, whatever it may be? Take a guess. What do you think the solution is? I'm going to give you guys time to answer. Creekside Acre, I love seeing you. Take a guess. What do you think? Do you think they're going to say you need to get to a doctor? I'll just give you a pass on that. It's not. So take a guess. Purif and buy a course. That's not bad. Auditing, sort of. No, you guys aren't quite right. Chiropractor, not quite. I mean, that may be one of them. I'm not saying you're wrong, but the first thing they're going to do, K-Fig, vitamins, Panko, yeah. Of course you pulled it in, Melissa Holloway. There's no scooting around that. If you have a sneeze, if you have allergies, you pulled that shit in. There ain't no getting around that. Jenny, you got it. So touch assist. However, it's not a touch. You can't get a touch assist, for instance, if you have a headache. You're not allowed to get a touch assist. The answer is assists. Assists, assists, assists. Now, what kind of assist? Body calm, nerve assist, touch assist, Locational, straight to ethics. Yeah, that's definitely part of it. You guys were all right. Your answers were all correct. Getting auditing, being put on the cans, going to ethics, sec checking, purif, definitely if you haven't done 1 or 5 like I did. Pulling your withholds, a cooter assist, Kelly Bell, absolutely. But yes, no, you would immediately be routed to get you would be given a program that the CS, which is the case supervisor, would write up for you. And guess what? That's going to cost money. So it would probably be some kind of auditing. But first, they're going to start with body assists. We're not going to put you on the cans yet. You're going to get lots and lots of heavy duty. And I'm talking hours and hours and hours of assists. Okay. Because that should handle it. Also, objectives auditing. They're going to tell you need to repeat your objectives. Was sure to be as bias a building. That's part of it too, Helena. Let's definitely get your name on one of the bricks. So I want you to put down at least 10 grand. You're not wrong, girl. You guys were all right. Cheeky brat, look at how educated us never-ends have become. Yeah, it's true. You guys are all pretty much well-versed on the tech. So I'm diabetic, right? I didn't know I was diabetic. What were my symptoms? What do you think? Yeah, Pango, it's sad. What do you guys think the symptoms are of a diabetic that's hyperglycemic? I was not hypo, and I'm still not hypo. That means low. I have high blood sugars. High blood sugars. When I first checked my blood sugar, it was 356 fasting. Okay. So, recent these damn rabid fans. Hey, Brian Bolin. Thirsty? No, surprisingly not. I wasn't thirsty. My symptoms as a female, maybe a man too, but I can't speak to that. I don't have a peen. Constant yeast infection, right? Because my sugars are so high, I'm just pissing out all that sugar, right? So constant, like scratchy yeast infections. Kid. Hi, kid. Kid. Guys, it's Kid. Hi. Hold on, guys. We're going to take a break. Are you all right? I'm sad for Kid. I'm proud of you for coming out of your hiding place. You know, she's real tense. Like she's like doing this. Like she's not relaxing. You know how she normally lays back in my arms? She's not. She's super tense all the time. Because I think she's on high alert. She doesn't know where he is, and he just pounces out of nowhere. Lulu, what? See, there he is. What is an assist? An assist is something done that was created by L. Ron Hubbard in Scientology, and it's something that a person gets trained on and does to your body. It's okay, girl. It's okay. I swear to God, Moose, I swear to God, if you pounce on that cat, I'm going to lose my ever-loving mind, dude. Try it. So an assist is something that, hey, Jamie Palmer, is done to the body that's supposed to help the body. And I'm just going to skate over this quickly. For instance, a nerve assist, I'm trained on giving all the assists. A nerve assist is something that you do to a person and they flip back and forth and they lay flat, and it's supposed to handle the like blocking of nerves, like waves that get stuck, and they're like stuck in the nerve channels, and you do this nerve assist. No, he didn't go to Arizona, and you do this nerve assist. Now they feel amazing. I've faked 1 or 2 in my life just to get one and fall asleep to it, to be honest. But that's what you do. So the first thing you're going to do. So I had yeast infections, but the other major thing, guys, I have a spray bottle. It doesn't work. He doesn't give a holy hell. The other major thing, when I found out I was diabetic, what else could you possibly have with high blood sugars? I was dizzy all the time. I couldn't walk without holding on to something. Like I had to hold on to the wall. I had to hold on to tables. I don't know why. I mean, I don't know that everybody experiences that, but I was super dizzy. I mean, I was just like constantly swaying and I didn't know why. So instead of going to the doctor, of course, being a Scientologist, you get routed to the MLO, the medical liaison officer. Is this person trained in the medical field? Absolutely not. As a matter of fact, the post, the MLO post job, is held from above by the QualSec, the qualifications secretary who is in charge of Division 5. So he's not even the MLO. They just don't have one. So I'm routed to Alex, the QualSec, who's holding it from above. There's a million posts on the org board. There's a ton of jobs. Nobody fills those jobs. So you hold it from above. Like I was the COPE officer. I was holding every post below me, which was like 15 from above. You have to do it all because there's nobody to do it. So I get routed to Alex, right? And Alex is in Kansas City, Alex Carr. He's the longest. I played a video of him singing at his wife's funeral. That was him who played the guitar. I've known Alex since I was born. And I get routed to him and I tell him all my problems. And I'm like, I'm super dizzy. Hey, Galen. I'm like, I'm super dizzy. And I I can't stop using Monistat 7. Like I have taken so many diflucans. Like I need help. I keep getting yeast infections. What would you guys tell me to do if I came to you? Go to the doctor because I'm not a doctor, perhaps. I wouldn't tell you to Google it. I'd say go to an urgent care, go to a doctor. Do you have an established doctor? Do you have a family doctor that you see? If you don't, go to a fucking urgent care. Like, I'm not a doctor. Don't come to me for that. See an OBGYN. There you go. So, yeah, go to the doctor. Kind of seems, I don't know, common sense maybe. So, no, you're not told to go to the doctor. I've seen the MLO for body issues so many times in my life, you guys. I was a Scientologist for 38 years. Yeah, Chow Yun Smut. Not one time. This might shock you, and this is the truth. Not one time. How many times have I been routed to an MLO? Let me guess. In 38 years, how many times have I been routed to the MLO? Let me think about it for a minute because I want to be realistic with this guess. I'm going to get my calculator out. Okay, I was guessing 4 times a year, quarterly is my guess. Probably more than that. I would guess more like 5, but I did 4 times 38. That's 152. Whoa! Okay, Gertie doesn't. It's okay. Gertie is nothing but sass. She doesn't put up with this shit. That cat just tried to smack Gertie and she flipped out. She's sitting in a chair next to me, and the cat in my peripheral view stood up at the chair, and she was like, straight up alligator. Holy. Do you guys understand now why she chases the bulls outside? Fearless. Fearless. This dog bit my mother's Great Pyrenees in the face like a week ago. Walked up and just bit down in the face. Holy shit, she's fearless. Cry Me a River, thank you for your super sticker. Oh my God, that scared me. She's like, you ain't gonna chase me around the house right now. I was kissed by the Lord. Love you, Cry Me a River. Okay, are you all right? You seem to be you seem to be able to hold your own just fine, babe. You seem to be more than fine. She's really confident in herself because she was kissed by the Lord. And she says, I was born right next to Little Christ. Ain't nothing going to scare me. I have met Satan because I was here when the world was created. I helped write the Bible. And if you go to Sunday school, you'll read about me in there. Good Lord, she's really confident. Holy shit. Yeah, that was a lot. That was a lot. I'm telling you right now, Moose wouldn't behave that way. Tiny and mighty, Catalina. She's really small, she's short, but she's tall in the saddle. That was amazing. We're really impressed. Everybody's really impressed by you and your snaggletooth. Wow. Really amazing. Um, that was intense. That was intense. Excuse me. I don't remember where we were because as you saw, I jumped out of my skin. Yeah, she's tall in the saddle. Um, she's very confident. So, where was I? Okay, probably a safe guess would be about 150 times. Maybe a little more, maybe a little less. The reason, thank you for that, Lori Driscoll. And if this is boring you, I feel like I need to catch up because I'm not even really into what I wanted to get into. Okay. So, and you go to the MLO for any body problem. So you have to keep that in mind. If I have a headache, really good, Raymond. If I have a headache, I'm going to the MLO. If I have cramps, I'm going to the MLO. So you are routed to the MLO for every body issue. So it's not like, for instance, if you're on staff or if you're a public and you have to go to course, do you think for 1 second you can call in sick? No fucking way. You will never miss a day on staff. You work 360. Well, that's not true. You get 1 day off typically a week. So you work every single day you're posted to work. There is no calling in saying I have the flu. You will be brought to the org and you will be routed to the MLO and then you will be given a program to get some assists. And you will continue to get those assists until you're better, you're well. So yeah, I've been to the MLO. I never once have been told to go to the doctor. I went to the doctor because I ended up getting really good health insurance. Yeah, except when Dan throws a fax machine at your face. Um, I got really good health insurance, and I was like, I'm gonna just, even though as a Scientologist, it's a no-no to go to the doctor. Why? Because that equals psychiatry. That's how they kind of get you. They're like, well, if you go to the doctor, you're going to get prescribed Prozac. It's a guarantee. So, and then if you get prescribed that, you're probably going to be hooked up to the electrodes to have electric shock therapy. So, no joke. So going to the doctor, period cramps, 100%. Yeah. Sorry, I got hair all over me from Kid and Gert. So they don't promote going to the doctor. They just shut the orgs down during COVID. Yeah, that cult's got to go. Absolutely. So I went to the doctor and I found out I had diabetes. Well, then you're a problem because there's something wrong with your body. Anyway, I don't even know why we got into that. Although I'm glad we got into that because it's something I think you guys should know. It's kind of pulling the curtain back because Scientology will tell you, even if you find a copy, I'm sure I have one somewhere of The Way to Happiness. It says like go to the doctor when you're not well. He promotes it in writing, but if you're a seasoned Scientologist, nobody goes to the doctor. You don't go to the doctor. As a matter of fact, when I was pregnant, they promoted that I should do a home birth. They were like, you should find a doula and just do a home birth. And I was like, look, I got nothing against that. I think it's cool. But I don't think it's wrong to do that. But it wasn't for me. I was like, no, I want to have my child in a hospital. Yeah, what did you do to draw in that diabetes? So they really don't want you going to the doctor. If you can avoid it, you just go to the MLO, which is not a trained medical professional in any way. They're simply going to go, what is LRH? Now, if you break a leg, that's what they say. As a matter of fact, it's an interesting point, Olivia, that you bring that up. Ever since as long as I can remember, Brenda, Doug, my father, everybody that I knew in Scientology would go, well, it's not that we don't want you to go to the doctor. I'm going to quote this. This is exactly how they would say it. Doctors have a purpose. They have a purpose. They reset bones. They reset bones. That's it. That's it. That's what they'll tell you. We can't reset a bone with an assist. A doctor can reset a bone, not surgery, not save your life, nothing like that. They don't give them any credit. They reset bones. That's what I've always been told ever since I was little. Doctors have their places. They do. They reset bones. Every person has given me that explanation. My father, Doug, and Brenda are like the three biggest, probably Scientology adult people I hung out the most with before my dad dumped me. He would say that they have their place. Doctors are needed. They reset bones. Yeah, it's crazy. Isn't that nuts? So anyway, speaking of doctors, speaking of all of that, I know why I brought this up, and it was long, but again, no CPR training. Absolutely not. Good point, Barbie. I don't know. They do seem to die kind of young, to be honest, Scientologists, and that's not funny. That's sad. I think because of the total lack of care. The Scientologists I know don't even have health insurance. We never had health insurance. Why? You don't need it. Dan O'Connor's wife had her kid on Medicaid. They didn't have health insurance. They didn't believe in health insurance. When she got pregnant, she went and got on government health insurance and had a baby, which he got so many reports written on him for that, by the way, because Scientologists look very down on you for having any kind of government support, or it's very similar to panhandling. It's called something for nothing. You're way out exchange. If you are on Medicaid, if you get welfare checks, anything like that, Scientologists believe that is the sickest, most disgusting thing you can do because you need to work for it. It's out exchange. What happened when I went to the doctor for diabetes? I got immediately on a medication. My A1C was 12.4. For those of you that know what an A1C is, that's crazy high, very dangerous. My sugars were in the 350s. So I now have been on this drug for, I think, about 4 years, and my last A1C was 6.7. So I have it very well controlled. I no longer obviously get yeast infections. I don't feel dizzy. It's under control. But thank you, Lori Driscoll. Yeah, 12.4. But when I found out I was diabetic, they put me back on a program. They put me back on objective auditing because I was, they believed that I was out of present time in my current environment. So objective auditing is a lot of walk over to that wall. Good. Touch that wall. Good. Look at that wall. Good. Walk over to that wall. Good. Touch that wall. Good. Sit down in that chair. Good. It's getting you back in present time with your environment. They believe that you are diabetic or you have cancer because something got restimulated in your past and you were stuck in the past. So you need to come back into present time into your environment. So that's what they did. They assigned me. I did an ethics program. I do objective auditing, and all of this was to cure the diabetes. It did not. You heard it here first. It did not. The whole reason I brought this up, this was lengthy, but thank you for staying with me. The whole reason I brought this up is because it brings me to today, where I spent the day at Vanderbilt Hospital in Nashville. It's a wonderful hospital, really amazing staff. But unlike some of you, I don't want to speak for all of you, I didn't grow up going to the doctor. As a matter of fact, I was 10 or 11, and my dad had a girlfriend at our house. Her name was Julie. She was not a Scientologist. She was super nice to me. He was converting her to being a Scientologist. Okay. She had done a couple of courses. Julie was at our house. My dad was at work. I'm at home. Okay. I slip and fall, and I fell on a piece of, it wasn't a piece of glass. It was something like a candle. Okay. And I crushed it. It was way thin glass. It was not like this, but it was glass. And I crushed it, and it gashed my leg open so bad it just looked like hamburger meat. My leg was just, it was right around my knee, and it was just totally hanging open. I was bleeding so bad that she was just replacing rags. I was just losing so much blood. She calls my dad. I'd never had anything like this happen. I got bit by a dog when I was 6, and I had to get stitches right here. I got bit by a Cocker Spaniel. That's the most that's ever happened to me. So what happens when you're a Scientologist kid, a hardcore Scientologist, and you gash your leg open and it's bleeding profusely? What do you do? What would you do? Well, I know what I would do. If Huxley did that, I know what I would do. I would have a plan, right? No plan. So I am sitting here and I'm panicking and she's tying rags around my leg. She's on the phone with my dad and he's like, "You guys are so dramatic. It's probably not that bad. This sounds like a dramatization of something in your past." He's very like he's like, I'll be home when I get home." So he comes home like an hour later and he walks in the door and there's a pile of rags full of blood. And she takes the rag, she like has a tourniquet and she unties it and shows him. And he's like, "Oh, my dad does not do well with blood." And she's like, "It looks like open hamburger meat. She needs to see somebody." So we go to some doctor's office that's like a walk-in clinic. And the doctor comes in. I remember I was going into 7th grade because the doctor comes in and goes, "She needs immunizations. Has she ever been immunized?" And my dad was like, "We don't do that. We don't go." I don't know that I'd ever been to the doctor before. I know I had for my asthma when I was like 3 or 4, but I didn't have regular doctor's visits. Like my child to this day gets a yearly physical. And then in between that, if he's ever been sick, I take him to the doctor, just like the rest of us, right? So he takes off the rag and shows this doctor, and this doctor's like, "What am I going to do with that? You should have taken her to an ER." Well, we didn't go to the ER. So this guy stitches up my leg. He says that he rarely does stitches. So I have this god awful scar. My mom is still mad about it. I had to have 26 stitches in my leg. That's not small. That's not a little like wound. That's not a little cut. I've got a long scar across my knee where I had to have 26 stitches, you guys. I mean, I remember these stitches here in my nose. I had 2. That was the most I'd ever had. 26 is no small potatoes. Yeah. So I have this nasty scar across my leg that my mom to this day is like, "That doctor did a terrible job. It's not his fault. Your dad should have taken you to an ER." We didn't have insurance. So anyway, that's my point about that's how extreme it is. So let's jump to today. I realize I'm all over the place. People are probably going to complain about this, but you know what? It's therapeutic for me and I'm getting it out. As a matter of fact, I forgot all about that story. And I'm glad we talked about it. I might have needed surgery. I don't know what you would do, maybe to get the glass out. I don't know. So probably Catalina. So fast forward to today. That's what I'm trying to make clear to you guys. I don't go to the I go to the doctor now because I'm diabetic. But thank you, Sarah Bellman. But haven't been a regular. This hasn't been my lifestyle. So I went to Justin Ski. That's such a nice thing to say. Wow. Thank you for that giant super chat. That is a lot of stitches. I'm not an expert on stitches, guys. I think that's the only other time I've had stitches was in my nose. But I think that's a lot of stitches. Thank you for that huge super chat. And it is. It seems like a lot of stitches to me. It's not. That's a big wound. To have an open wound and need 26 stitches is not small. For my C-section, I had more staples than the doctor said were usual because he was such a big kid. I had 19 staples across my stomach. That's a lot. That's a large wound, right? So probably did need surgery, Kestrel. So anyway, I want to point out something. I was extremely observant today. Today was a hard day for me just in general. You know, you guys know how I feel about my dad, my fake fault. He's not my real dad. He's my stepdad. My real dad. I feel like I'm confusing you guys when I say my dad. My dad is the man who I consider my dad, my real dad. Okay. He is going through cancer And so when I say my dad, I feel bad because I know that confuses you guys. So what should I call him? I guess my stepdad. It's just around here I call him my dad. But my stepdad, thank you, Lori Driscoll. My stepdad means everything to me. Everything to me. And he's done so much for me. So I'm really happy that I live here now and I'm able to help. But I drove my parents today to Vanderbilt and we went and it's at the cancer center and it was just very eye-opening. I've been to some appointments with him before, but I hadn't yet been to the cancer center. I got to meet his oncologist. Really liked her a lot. I loved every nurse. Everybody was so kind, so caring. Like it wasn't like it didn't sometimes I feel like when you go to the doctor, you almost feel like a number. That wasn't the case today. Everybody was taken and treated as a human being. And I spent 7 hours there today. And it was a lot of waiting and observing for me. You know, I brought my laptop, I didn't get it out. I sat there and didn't respond to people's texts. I didn't get on my phone. I sat in a many different waiting areas because we had to go get CT scans. We had to go do labs. And then we went to a different area to talk to the oncologist. So we were in 3 separate areas all day long. Yeah, dad and sperm donor. There you go, Rachel. Thank you. Thank you for your super chat. Yeah, Teresa, they are. But the point of this is, and I feel like I'm dragging it out, but it deserves to be drug out, to be honest. I just sat in a chair today looking at people with cancer. And most of them had their spouses with them. Some were young. Some were old. Some looked really sick. Some did not. But I knew everybody that was there that had the cancer because they had the bracelet on or they had like a band around their arm from the blood work. And um, it shook me because again, I didn't spend time in doctor's offices. I've never really spent time around a lot of sick people. And Scientologists don't often make room for sick people. They, it's almost as if you're kind of treated poorly for having cancer. You pulled that in. What did you do to pull that in? You better get on your bridge. You better hurry up and do the bridge before you drop dead because you're going to want to be OT8 so you can pick a new body. You're treated poorly for it. So watching people today, and I like to people watch anyway. I don't know about you, but I love to go when I'm sitting in an airport or, you just when people are going by and you're watching how they walk or they talk or they hold hands or they live their lives, how they treat their kids. I'm always watching that. And I really took it all in today. And I had 7 hours to do that. And I could have done 7 more. Because it really puts things into perspective. It really makes you grateful. And I say you because I'm speaking for everybody here because I think we all feel this way. And thankful for what you have and what you've had, if that makes sense. I'm thankful for all the time I've had here. I'm thankful for the child that I have. I'm thankful for my relationship with my dad. Bo, Bo, leave it. Leave it. Hey, leave it. Um, no matter how your day is going, someone else has had it worse, Kafik. Absolutely. I'm thankful for the people who treat these cancer patients. Um, just watching the whole way things go down today, watching start to finish and how they're treated and with the importance and the respect that they deserve. I didn't see anything bad. I didn't see anybody rude to anybody. It was just, it felt like I'm not sure. I'm still processing how I feel about today and the things that I witnessed. I saw so many couples. I saw so many spouses. I saw quite a few daughters and a couple of sons there with the parent. And I saw two different older couples. And when they came in, they were holding hands. And you know what it made me think of? One of my favorite movies, and I always cry every time I see this movie, and I cry in the opening scene. And I hope most of you have seen this movie, so you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, you could just it's the very first opening scene, and it's Hugh Grant narrating. And the movie I watch every Christmas. Oh my God, I just went blank on it. Help me. It's a Christmas movie, guys. Hugh Grant. It's 2 words, I think. Oh my God. I just had it and it was gone. See, I'm not well. What's it called? Somebody. What's that movie called? The British movie. Love Actually. Thank you, Shelley Kelly. It was in my mind. Okay. So in the beginning of that movie, it made me think of this so much today. And this is something we should be thinking with every day. And something that makes me think just about all the hatred and all of that that's been going on. Like this trumps that so much. He says something like it shows people coming into the airport or at the arrivals gate at Heathrow, I don't know how you say it, airport. And he says, when I think of all the hatred in the world or, all the bad things and the bad news, he says, I look at the arrivals gate at Heathrow Airport. And he's like, everybody, and it shows people running up and hugging, coming off the ramp to see their families. And he says, I know there's like all you see out there, like messages of hate. And he goes, but I don't see that. He's like, I just see love. And it's so sweet. And he says, when the Twin Towers hit, when the planes hit the Twin Towers, he says, by Kim Wiseman, he says something like, from what I heard and what I know, nobody was calling anybody to give a message of hate. It was just people calling to say messages of love. And he says, so as much as like people want to sell all the hatred in the world and like all the bad things, there's so much love. And that's kind of how I would describe how I felt today sitting at the cancer center. I saw a lot of hand holding. I saw a lot of comforting, moments. I saw a lot of care from the nurses, from the staff, from families. And it shook me a little bit. I thought we need to remember what's important here. Uh, hatred, haters, all those things, all the bad stuff is this big. It's minuscule compared to our hearts, why we're here, who we love, who we care about, and we really care about each other. I think we're getting it figured out, Chow Yun Smut. And I was just really impressed today at how smooth things went. I really liked his oncologist. She was super kind. She spent probably 25, 30 minutes sitting there talking. I was so embarrassed. It was like noon or 1 o'clock and I hadn't eaten yet, but I brought some granola for when I got hungry. And we had been sitting in this room waiting on this doctor for a long time. And I was like, can I eat in here? I was like, Mom. And she goes, of course you can. So I start popping some granola. And of course, this woman walks in. It's like when the waiter comes over and goes, how is it? You're like, yeah. Roberta, I'm just talking about, I'm reflecting on today at the oncology center I was at. So of course this woman walks in. She's just this beautiful woman. And she was so nice. She knows my parents very well, but she looks at me and she goes, hi. And I said, hi. And I had it in my hands and I like took it out of the other hand. And she went to shake my hand. I said, I'm sorry, I have food on my hand. Like I didn't expect her to shake my hand. And she shook my hand and she was like, so you live here now? She was like, this is great. You moved here? And like she had a full conversation with me. She just took her time and she was very sincere. And that's all I ask of people. I think that is so kind and it goes a long way and it makes you reflect and think. And it does for me anyway. And thank you, humble and kind. And the good news is, I will share this with you. He had many CT scans today. And it was weird because we drove all the way home. I went back to my house. I got Bo because he had been cooped up all day. And I went back to my parents' house to let him out. And my mom comes outside and I said, I'm going to walk them. And she goes, okay. She's like, hold on just a minute. And she goes, hello. And it was on speaker. And my mom, she goes, hi, Diane. And my mom's like, who's speaking or who's asking or something? And she says, it's doctor. And it was the doctor from today at like 7 o'clock this evening. And I went, oh, so I jumped into my mom's house to listen to the call. This woman went on and on for another 20 minutes talking to my mom and my dad. Like she had all the time in the world. And she's like, I reviewed the scans. And she was like, now I'm not a radiologist, but I can read scans. And she's like, I wanted to just call you guys. And we got some decent news. She said that the cancer hasn't grown too much or spread. It's grown in a very minuscule way. I don't want to share too much because my dad's really private, but I think you would appreciate this because you guys are praying for him and it's good news. And so, while it's not great, he has a very aggressive cancer. It's not good. He's got a trach. Um, it was still like really, I felt really thankful, really thankful. And I know a lot of people on this channel are either going through cancer or they have a spouse or a child or somebody they've lost or a grandparent. And I know that there's a lot of cancer. I know this because we've shared it on our Zoom calls. His first name is Jim. And I just want you to know that I am sorry for that because it's really hard. It's really, really hard to be with someone in your family or a friend or anybody that's going through cancer because you can't do anything for them. I can't do anything for him. But he was so grateful for me driving today and he was so sweet and he was in the car. What is on my shirt? He was in the car talking to me while we were driving and just it was nice to spend time. And time is what's important. I love that, Don Gloves. And I just have to say that above all else, I'm so thankful that I live here now. I'm so grateful to be here. I'm grateful that I have this time to be with him. And it means everything to me. And that's what matters. And I just put it into perspective. It just hit me all at once. And I'm not done processing it. But I do know that one, it made me go, why am I complaining about haters or my life? Or yes, it puts things into perspective. And I just felt like very thankful, very grateful for where I'm at. I don't care if I lose thousands of more subs. I don't care. Like, I'm just happy to be here. I'm happy to be here with you guys. I'm happy to have this channel. And for the people that don't want me here or that don't want to be here or that want to say terrible things, at least I wasn't one of those people sitting there waiting for treatment today because their life is way harder. Their life is way worse. And I don't really care what people want to say at this point about me because I really feel like I see what matters and that doesn't. That is not on the list of what matters. Elizabeth, during my last deployment, a good friend who was with me was killed. It shook all of us. The first thing they allowed us to do was call home. Let me know if you need my help that I emailed you about. Elizabeth, I'm sorry that you lost your friend. And thank you for your service. That's amazing. And I'm sorry. That's really sad. That's really sad. Thank you, Kiki and Two Cats. It's very humbling. Busy Bumblebee, it's very humbling. Love is more powerful than hate. Absolutely. Thank you, Raymond. I feel grateful to be here and bear witness to this journey with you right now, Reese. Teresa, thank you for saying that. I love you, Jazzy Girl Sarah. Love you, Yadira. It is a gift. Hey, Bex. Thank you, Teresa. That's a really nice thing to say. Hey, Lori Caffel. And I'm not here to bring you guys down. It's a good thing. It's a beautiful thing. I got to spend that time with my family today, and that was something I was very grateful for. And I got to have a nice talk with my mom today. I got to enjoy my mom. When he was back getting his scans, I got to sit and talk with her and we talked a lot about my channel. It was so funny. My mom doesn't really watch my channel, but I've told her lately about the hate. Thank you, Holly Day. And my mom was sitting there and she goes, "So there's a lot of people that hate you, huh?" And I was like, "Yeah, it comes with the territory." And I told her about some of it, and she was like, "That's not even true. Like, what a stupid thing to say. What a stupid thing to think." She was like, "Do people not know that that's not true about you?" And I was like, "People think for some reason, Mom, I'm going to get billions of dollars from you, and I live for free in a house that you own, and I don't actually have a landlord, and blah, blah, blah." And she just laughed, and she was like, "Really? People think that?" I said, "Yeah, people think that." And it really just puts things into perspective. It's like, who cares what people think? Who gives a shit? What matters is real things, and that isn't real. I'm sorry, it's just not. What we're doing here today helps people. It's real. We can all feel this. We can all have this conversation. That's what's real. I'm sure it means everything to him as well. We all need to be more grateful for what we have. This is helping me do the same. Prayers for all. Baby steps. Thank you. Thank you for your super chat. And that's such a nice thing to say. And I don't think it's ever bad to stop and remind ourselves what we're thankful for. We don't just have to do that around Thanksgiving. And I'm not saying you all do. I'm just saying it's a beautiful thing to stop for a minute and just enjoy ourselves and be at peace and thankful. And I'm thankful that I was able to be there for my family today, but I'm also thankful that I'm well. My body is well, as far as I know. I'm not going through that. There were some real people suffering from what I saw today, and it made me really sad. And I'm thankful that I am not suffering in that way. Thank you, Julia. Hey, Blow Drill. I love seeing you, Dylan. I hope you're doing good. Online friend Moo has cancer, getting awful care. Julia, I'm so sorry. And I don't know about the bad care. I'm sure that there's places that lack care. Vanderbilt is a really good hospital, and I'm grateful for that cancer center, but I don't know a lot about cancer centers. Again, coming from Scientology, this is very real. Love you, Chow Yun Smut. Yeah, they waste their time creating lies and getting their ignorant followers to join their psychoses. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, April Goodson. I love you too. So that's all I wanted to say. And I know the boat probably just started, so I will let you guys go over there if you're going to hop on the boat. But um, I just wanted to share that with you guys. I'm grateful for the experience today. It was sad, it was hard, but I took it all in. I just sat there for 7 hours. I just watched doctors and nurses fly by. I watched people get called back, and go back for their tests. And I watched people holding hands. I made a friend in the ladies' bathroom. This lady was so cute. She was like, "Oh no." She was like, "I've got a diabetes monitor on me here." And she was like, "My blood sugar is 64, honey." And I said, "My God." I was washing my hands and I said, "That's low, girl." And she goes, "I got to go get some juice." And I was like, "Do you want me to help you?" And she was like, "No, my husband's out there." And even that experience, it was just like, I just took it all in today. And I recommend that. If you can go volunteer, go help somewhere, go to a doctor's appointment with a friend, a neighbor, a coworker, I don't care. It feels good to just people watch. You can't do anything, but it feels good to just look around for a minute and look outside of the bubble we live in. Because for me, it's like becomes routine, and I get a lot of people going, "Did you see this hate? Did you hear about this person making a video about you? Did you see this?" And lately it seems like that's all just kind of right here in my face. And it felt so good to step outside of that today and go, "Oh, yeah, I forgot. There's actual people with actual problems." And here I am with like Reddit or some asshole making a video. Who cares? Honestly, seriously, is it important? On my dying deathbed, am I going to be like, "I curse Reddit"? No, I don't really care that much. People want to be angry and hateful or mean or mad. They're always going to be here hundreds of years from now, guys. Those same people are it's going to be the same cycle. It doesn't change. It's not that important. It's boring. It's not that important. And spending time with loved ones is the single most important thing in my life. It is more powerful than any other purpose or actions. I'm so happy you all got some precious time. Thank you, Anne. And you make such a good point. That's another thing I didn't have in Scientology. Do you think I got to come and just spend time with my loved ones? Fuck no. Spending time is being on course, going up the bridge. So that was just in and of itself very important to me that I got to be there today and just take it all in and experience it. Got a lot of candle for your dad. Light a candle. Yeah, absolutely, Helena. I will do that. Thank you. Thank you, babe. I love you. Yeah, it's all new experiences, I guess is what I'm really trying to make of this. It's all new experiences for me. This is totally new. Going to a hospital and sitting through and the whole process of going through cancer treatments and sitting there with my mother, my mom, just sitting there with my mom today. Do you know how often I never got to do that? I've never gotten to do that. I don't get to do that. My mom has lived here in Tennessee for like 18 years now, guys. I lived in Kansas City. I've never just sat and spent time with my mom. It is so healing for me. My mother left when I was 6 years old. Do you know how important it is to me that I could just sit there and talk to my mom today and just enjoy her company and not be in a hurry and not be judgmental and just have a nice conversation with her? It was beautiful. Jimena, words only have power if we give them power. They can't harm you if you don't pay attention. It is not worth it. Your peace is more important. Thank you, Jimena. And you're so right. You've told me that before. And you're so good at that. Thank you, Jimena. Lydia Krause, thank you for being a member. Did I previously visit her? Once a year. Julia, I saw my mother. I would come for 1 week a year in the summer. For those, however many years, I think she's lived in Tennessee like 18 years. So I would come and some summers I skipped it. So there's sometimes I didn't see her for a year. So I've seen my mom typically about once a year for a week for almost the last 20 years. So no, I didn't get to see my mom very often. And I certainly never got to just sit and chill with my mom and look her in the eye and smile and make her laugh. I made my mom laugh all day today and I just loved it. She needs that. And I just loved it. It was so funny. I was pretty effortless about it, but I would just say something silly and she would really crack up laughing. And I thought, she needs this. I'm actually really happy to provide her with some laughter, just loosen her up. She needs that. And it was a really nice thing. It was nice to just sit and enjoy my mom. And I look forward to the future here. I really do. I think it's going to be a good time. I look forward to my channel growing. I look forward to everybody staying with me. I'm trying to just after today, I want to see the bright side. I want to see the bright side. I've been sitting here going, my channel's going to die. It's going to flop. Everybody's going to give up on me. Everybody's going to leave. Everybody's going to believe all this hatred about me and just leave. They're not. That's not going to happen. Some people will, and new people will show up and we will love them too. Thank you, Blow Drill. And it's just kind of a beautiful thing. And it doesn't have to be ugly and it doesn't have to be pessimistic and it doesn't have to be disappointing and the glass is half full. We can actually look at the bright side of things too. So I wanted to share that with you guys. I realized I was all over the place. When am I not all over the place? Hey, Alana. I'm going to continue to try to see the upside in everything. It's hard to do. And I think that's another show for another day. And Dylan can probably attest to this, guys. And maybe he can't. I don't like to speak for other Scientologists because everybody's experience was different. But Scientology, you really look at the negative side of things. You're always kind of looking at how, for one, it's like, what'd you do to pull that in? That's super negative. You're always looking at the negativity. You're always pulling your overts and withholds. That is drilled into me. I love you too, Hockey Town John. And it's hard to unpack and unlearn that. Hey, Carrie Ann, you're starting to understand what free really feels like. The layers over you have lifted. You look so open and alive. Thank you. Your evolution is just lovely to behold. Thank you for letting us tag along. I love you, Carrie Ann, and I miss you. I feel like I haven't seen you for a little bit. Thank you for that. It meant a lot to me. Thank you for being a member too, babe. So I'll end with that. But that is a whole other thing I want to talk about sometime. By the way, guys, tomorrow at 5:00 Central, I'm going to do a show with Natalie on my channel. Hey, Kat. And I'm really looking forward to it because these are the talks. I really enjoy talking to other Scientologists, but lately I really enjoy talking to female because I don't feel like I know that many female ex-Scientologists. And there's just something I connect with her. Love you, Tony Suter. Thank you. So tomorrow at 5, I'm going to talk with her, but on a whole separate note, another time, I want to go into depth about that because I think I love talking to you guys about deep things and I think it's worth a talk. I love you, Blakey. Yeah, text me, Blake. I feel like I haven't talked to you for a minute. I want to have a deep talk with you guys sometime about how negative Scientologists, they're just trained that way. We're just very trained that way. And it's bizarre. And you're always, this stupid fucking mouse. I hate this mouse. You're always, you're always being analytical on Scientology in this org. I'm terrible at peopling. So I have little trust in what I think is social behavior. Dylan, we should do it. If you're up for it, I know you're busy with your kids. But if you're ever available, I would love to stream with you. And I don't feel like I know you well enough. I would love to just compare and talk about your Scientology background if you're ever up for it, brother. Very hard to see the upside, but I'm learning in my 40s that life is too short to wallow and every situation can have a bright side or something to learn. I love you too. And you're so right. And I also find, Alana, since you mentioned that, it's an age thing too. I just turned 40 and I feel like don't know how to describe it, but I feel like I have less time for that shit. Like, I'm making less excuses and less room for bullshit. I don't know how else to put it, but, like, I see through it more, and I'm kinda like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna just make room for this." Like, I'm just not, and when I say that, I mean people who, we've talked about this, people know what they're doing. People who are passive aggressive, I'm like, "Yeah, I don't have time for this." I'm 40. Like, I see through it more now, and I just don't wanna deal with it. I wanna deal with real people, authentic people who wanna be around me and in my space. I don't feel like that's too much to ask. Cinderella's glass slipper, where you been, girl? I've upgraded to Gertie. I love that, Lydia. Thank you. Oh my God. We're going to have so many people at this Zoom, and I'm really excited about it. The one last month was so much fun. We had so many people in there. At first, it was like wonky, and we were like, how are we going to do this? Everybody talked over each other. We had it down in like 10 minutes. Everybody was just going around in circles. We were all just talking, and it was amazing. And it was so much fun. And I'm excited to have you there. Millie the deer. Oh my God, you guys need to go. I haven't seen you. I love her channel. She has the cutest videos about her little deer, Millie, that she feeds. Go over and follow her. It's so cute. Millie the deer channel. It's really cute. I like animal videos, nature videos. The bullshit gets even less important in your 50s. Yeah, Elizabeth, I just don't feel like I want to make room for it as much. I just don't care as much. I'm like, I find myself not making excuses for things as much. I'm like, no, I just see through it and I don't have time for it. I don't like it. I don't want to be a part of it. Like negativity, just toxicity. I'm like, yeah, I don't want to have to swallow this. I just don't. I'm not into it. I have no interest. I'm just not interested. Is that okay? I think so. Can't you walk over to her house? Isn't a walk away from your place? No, I have to drive to my mom's house if that's who you're talking about. Um, but I really love you guys. And I just want to say, check your subscription. Still continuing to lose subscribers. That's okay. But if you were unsubscribed and you thought you were subscribed and you want to be subscribed, just check. And if not, it's not important. Um, check the tech side before the call. What does that mean, Yorkie mom? Because I was late last month because I couldn't figure out how to get in. Don't worry, I won't bring your pets to the Zoom call for show and tell. That's a fact, Helena. Everybody brings their pets, and it's so cute. Thank you, Julia, for checking. I will make sure that I can get into the Zoom call this time so I'm not late. Yeah, Piper, that's the joy of getting older. It must be. And I've heard people say that. It's the best part, Anne, about getting older. You don't care as much, but you also don't tolerate as much, which I like. You tolerate a lot less bullshit from people. And I think that's totally appropriate and acceptable. Zoom call for Gertie members, we decided on the 22nd of this month on a Sunday at noon. So, guys, Carrie, the 22nd. That's what everybody voted on. Let's see. Let me double check that that's, yep, Sunday the 22nd at noon. I love that, Shelly Kelly. You learn boundaries, Kestrel. I like that too. Yeah. Yorkie mom, you're really cute. And I can't wait to see you. I love Yorkie mom. She's never missed a Zoom call. She's so cute. All right, guys. I'm going to sign off. But thank you for listening to me tonight. And I just still, I say it all the time. I love you, Tampa B. Thank you. My God, Tampa B. Thank you for listening to me and just being a part of this with me. I don't even know what this is, but this channel and everything we talk about, and I think we cover so many subjects, and I would never trade it. You too, Piper. I would never trade it. This means so much to me. I love you guys. I love this channel. It makes me very happy. Bell Notes, I love you. Yeah, I will. Sandra, I love you, girl. Rowan Robbins, I love you. So, guys, I mean it. Thank you for your super chats tonight. Thank you for becoming a member. I just want to say I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful. Well, hi, Hokia. You know I love you. And thank you for your prayers. Thank you for sending good vibes, good wishes, and to everybody, to my dad, to my family, to everybody who's had a loss, who needs it, anything. Thank you. You guys are very powerful and you impress me all the time. And I feel grateful to know you guys. I feel grateful to be a part of your life. Christy, I love you. And that will never change for me. It only gets more and more. Oh, good. Casey is winning. Huxley is watching. Yeah, he'll be home shortly. He's at my parents' watching the game. Armine, I'm very grateful for you. I just want to make that point that I'm very grateful to have you guys in my life, and I'm the lucky one. I don't think you guys get that. A lot of you say, like, Reese, you don't know how much you've helped me. I don't think you realize how much you've helped me. I feel like the lucky one to have this channel, to have such a big channel, and to have so many people in here listening to me, talking with me, holding my hand through things, teaching me things that I don't understand, giving me grace for not understanding. You guys are the magic for me. You're the gift. So thank you. I just want to say thank you, and I mean that. All right, here comes Fred. Speaking of a gift, because he's adorable. I will see you guys tomorrow. Tune in tomorrow at 5 on my channel to check it out with Natalie and I. I'm really looking forward to chatting with her. All right, guys, I love you all. And here comes our little cutie, our little piano man. Have a good night.